Greetings and salutations. It's Horace Harris here, and normally Horace doesn't really get into the whole fashion thing. But it seems as though there's a particular part of fashion that is causing quite the ruckus. And Horace would like to put his 2 cents on the matter. Now, let's not get too upset about what is going on with fashion these days and take a look at how fashion has always been. Fashion has always experimented and tried to test the bounds. Come here, take a look at these things. Come and take a look. Look at that. At some point in time, we thought that that was a good idea. And this, look at it. At some point in time, fashion got it wrong. It is evident that fashion will always experiment and always try to cross some lines and see what works and what doesn't. So that means that it's basically within our control or within our power to show fashion what we like from what we don't like. Take a look at the 80s, for example. The 80s and the 90s is where fashion really strutted its stuff. The type of things that we were given to wear back then were stylish. But us looking back at it now, a lot of us are wondering what the hell the fashion people were thinking. Certain things were translated from male to female and the other way around, where fashion is concerned. But the high heel was something that men used to wear back in the day. Now it's become a feminine thing. Men don't really wear high heels. But what we've always recognized is that fashion was always made for men and for women. Since then, a couple of things have changed. The spectrum of what is considered male and what is considered female has somewhat been blurred with a whole series of colors. The RompHim. I have a simple solution for that. Just don't wear it. Pay it no attention. You know why? Because it's not for us. They say it is men's wear, but it's not men's wear. It is male wear. People want to argue that this new male onesie is similar to an overall. But it's not. An overall is made of a very different material and is cut in a very different way. Shorts and short shorts aren't the same kind of shorts. You can have the same shirt, but cutting it a different way would tell you the difference between a shirt and a blouse. You also have that kettle of fish that tend to swim the stream of drag. Drag just happens to be a set of men who end up wearing female clothing. Now, to each his own, and Horace does not condemn what one does in one's own personal life. But if there are, and becoming, such a big trend of men wanting to wear women's clothes, I think that it's only fashion sense to make women's clothes made for men that like to do that. There really should be another section for fashion. We have male, we have female, and we have the stuff in between. This male onesie could be considered maybe rainbow fashion, because they say it's cut for a man. They're really just saying that it's cut for the male template. But not all men are of the same orientation, or not all men identify as men. So I would consider the RompHim, along with the other pieces of nonsense that they've put in as fashion, crossing men into women, as just another category of fashion. Men's fashion, women's fashion, and the stuff in between. And they're confusing people to think that it is really okay for regular men to cross-dress. No, there are certain people for that. Let that be for them. It does not make anybody homophobic or anything of that matter if he does not want to subscribe to that type of fashion. It's not for everybody. So a simple solution for this is really just don't wear it. With that, beautiful on the outside, beautiful on the inside. Jeez, I keep getting it wrong.